We Yoruba people call him Olodumare.
Yes.
So how would you now say that I'm an idol worshipper? What happens actually is that the other gods, Obatala, the ant divinity, was said to be involved in the creation story. And he was created. Do you know whether Obatala has an equivalent in the Jewish Bible? Because it's the same universal God. You know. So all these things show that we need to know more than we do so now, so that our souls will be liberated. That's why I titled my paper "The Souls of Yoruba People." Now, the Odudua happens to be the progenitor of the Yoruba race, and from him sprang the life of every Yoruba man. And in spite of all the myriads of accounts of his coming from heaven with a chain, or coming from East Asia, or coming from wherever, you know, we do know one thing, that there is no historical source that disproves the fact that Yorubas that Yorubas originated from Odudua. So Odudua is there, and he ruled in Ile-Ife according to what my brother said. And Orunmila, which is represented in infant divination, happens to be the totality of God's wisdom given to mankind. And so the Yoruba people, using God's wisdom, compartmentalize knowledge into 16 places. And this is what we call the Oduifas, from Ejiobe to the last, which is 16. And inside the 16, each one has 8. A subset of, you have 8 in each one, and inside each, you have another 8. So when you have 16, so you have 16 times 16 times 16 times 16. So it goes ad infinitum. To the extent that when someone has a problem and goes to the Ifa priest, the Ifa priest will throw this thing and look at it and say, well, you know what? This is what has come out. This kind of thing happened to A in the antediluvian period. And what did he do? They said, you, just give me one woman's name, you know. I mean, you, Lagbaja, you are a woman. You have married this husband, you left. You are another husband's house, you have left. You are another husband's house, you have left. If I is saying that, look, see, this type of thing happened to Lagbaja in the antediluvian period. She was asked to go and sacrifice to the god of his Enu, that is his mouth. And she refused to do it, and the problem continued. But Lagbaja, during another period, was asked to do it. She complied. She carried the sacrifice. Ó gbọ́ rírú ẹbọ òru, ó gbọ́ àtùkànṣe ó tù. Kò pẹ́ kò jìnnà, ó ń ṣẹ́gun ikú lọ́tún, ó ń gbọ́n wèrè gbàdànù rósì. What I'm now saying is that you follow this example and you'll be okay in your husband's house. This is African philosophy telling you that, look, indirectly, your mouth is caustic. That's the reason why you are losing your husband. You know, the sacrifice is a kind of metaphor for discipline. You know, for denial. You deny yourself of certain things. So instead of you saying everything and gossiping and all that, which has caused you your marriages, you know, you try as much as possible and put a lid on your mouth. That is what they are saying. You know, and at times the Ifa diviner will not tell you, you know, will tell, go and bring this, go and bring that. And when you are asked to go and bring this, bring that, it doesn't mean that, you know, the gods have not answered your prayers, but they are using it as a symbol of discipline, so that you remember that when you underwent this particular ritual, you remember it and then keep to the rules, so that you not do the same thing next time. It's a kind of philosophy comparable to the knowledge of Aristotle, of Socrates, you know, of Aristophanes, and the great philosophers of Greco-Roman tradition. So who said that we in Africa never had our own indigenous knowledge and tradition? So they say I have maybe 5 more minutes. Now, moral customs within the Yoruba people. Morality is not the kind of American morality where I spank my child and I have to be arrested by the police. Explain. Even when it says that if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. You know, that is why you have a lot of crime. And people are worshiping, you know, we only, we'll not be able to compare, to actually control the children. So, within our own morality is respect for elders. And those of you who are young boys and girls here, I want you to listen. It is your ancestral pedigree and tradition that you respect elders. You see, you kneel down if you are a woman to greet the elder, and you prostrate if you are a man to greet the elders. And either our father or mother are not strictly biological, as we have it in the Western culture. Yeah, I am your father because I am capable, I'm of the same age bracket with your father. So I'm your father. That is Yoruba tradition. She is your mother because she's of the same age bracket as your mother. She is your mother. That is African tradition. You know. And then, you know, although we have grandmothers, we have all that, they are also, they have a place in the culture of respect. What about marriage? It is a crime for you to lose your virginity. Within the Yoruba culture, it is more serious than what you have in Jewish tradition, whereby they will pour ashes on you and display your persona non grata on the street. You know, I mean, it's worse than that, even within the Yoruba tradition. For you to be offered in marriage, and on the night to be discovered that you are, in quote, a broken pot. That's what they call it on the Igba 24. A broken pot. You see, that is why it keeps to morality and everything. So everything within the Yoruba tradition supports the Quran, supports the morality of Christianity, and what Christ preached. So there's no difference. Now, there are, Ekun Yawu, which of course, you are the nostalgia of leaving your parents to join another family, the family of your husband, makes you to cry. Born in wealthy homes, associated with Ola, with like Olabanji, Olawale, Kolawole, and all that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the relationship between Obatala and Oduduwa?
Okay, yes, Obatala is the arch divinity. He is not, he is a god, but the story of the creation has to do with Obatala and Oduduwa, that God sent Obatala and Oduduwa. That's one angle of the story. You know, to go to Ile, create the world, give them sand, give them, a fowl that will help them spread the land or whatever. But Obatala was said to have, gotten drunk and therefore slept off. At the time he was supposed to do it, Oduduwa now picked the instrument and created the head, So from that, there's a kind of seeming supremacy of Oduduwa over Obatala. But that has never reduced the divine status of Obatala as the arch divinity to whom people offer devotees, offer sacrifices. Oduduwa is more political as a leader. Obatala is more spiritual. know what you are saying as you are beating the drum. And it was used as a kind of security communication between the security guards of the king and the king in Yoruba land. So when anybody was coming and the king had a visitor, the drummer will beat it, the king will know, so this is the person. The king will also respond in another, the king's poet will respond in another. If the king doesn't want to see him, you know, the king will already say it using the drum. And the person will not know what they are saying. So this was, you know, the indigenous technology and the method of conversation. So it has A, B, it has all the alphabets, A, B, C, D, and all that. It can be used for songs, music, and all kinds of modulation. You know, so it's very, very significant. And we must commend their efforts because it shows that they are not one of the, I mean, they are not lost, you know, I mean, and our children will not be lost. We have to rediscover that tradition and go back to it. And so it will be well with us.
Thank you very much.